and welcome everybody to the wonderful, beautiful Ferrum Heights podcast, the third one of the series. I am Ruda Fuda.
I think that's your cue.
This guy.
Who?
I was Mike. Sorry. I'm McDareth. Hello.
We planned this out like at least 3 times.
I thought it was like a pass. That was like a layup. I wasn't ready.
Well, okay, that's great. Yeah, I'm Ruda Fuda. This guy up here doesn't seem to know how to talk. Of course.
I'm McDareth. Hello.
I'm Mince.
I'm Rokso. Hi.
Yes, Rokso, welcome to Ferrum Heights. How are you doing today, my man?
I am doing very well. Thank you for asking.
Dude, of course, because we've got lots of things to talk about, as usual, here on the Ferrum Heights podcast, because Pokken, God, we had so many events as of this past month, man. It was definitely the biggest month for Pokken DX, as it's the only month. But, of course, one of the biggest months for Pokken. We had a lot of big events. We had a lot of things we're going to talk about, a lot of upsets, a lot of good stuff. So, without further ado, my friends, first of all, welcome everybody to the stream. Thank you for tuning in today. But, first tournament of the day, you friends. I was there. None of you guys were there. You guys didn't show up.
Sorry.
SCR, my man. SCR, the SoCal local regional that had like 3 SoCal players. And when, yeah, dude, serious. Like most of the players weren't SoCal. It was hilarious. Yeah, I mean, if you look at top 8, like Alistair, Slippin, Coach Steve, Twixie. Who else is top 8? Not a lot of SoCal players, you know, but shout out to SoCal. But of course, SCR. Well, let's get to talking, man. What was your Rokso? Since you're a guest here, what was your favorite part about SCR, my man?
Probably when, I guess, just like the dominance of Alistair's run. Honestly, like it's been a long time since I've seen Alistair like top 8 something and win something so dominantly. So it was pretty nice to like see him like back on that track again, and it continued.
Oh, yeah, no kidding, man. Alistair's a beast. I mean, but there were so many good players that, like, I don't say came out of nowhere, but, like, I mean, Mustafa had, like, a crazy run. Like, Obscure had a crazy run. Like, Coach Steve was phenomenal, man. He was pulling out, like, not just
like,
Levi.
Like, Bug didn't even go Libre until, like, the last match against Coach Steve, right? He was all Sniffing Bug.
Yeah,
it was
all Scissor, right?
He went, I think Libre against, did he play
Mustafa.
Obscure?
No, he played. Oh yeah, it was Obscure.
Oh, was it?
Okay. I talked to Slip after the stream, and I don't know if I want to entirely say where why he went slipping, but said the way he went Libre. Okay, forget it. Who cares? So I talked to Slip, and he's like, yeah, man, I wanted to get through this stupid match. I wanted the real match to happen because he wanted that run back with Coach Steve. He was salty. So he was like, yeah, I just went Libre to get through it, you know, the easy match and. Then he went to
honestly, at the level that he's at, he can make comments like that.
Yeah, he deserved it. He deserved it. And he played Coach Steve, and he still got bodied. So, no jokes on him. But, I mean, we could talk about that for a hot second, man. Slipping Bugs, freaking Caesar, dude. Let's talk about that.
It's like day, 4.
They not very high numbers.
Yeah.
Even so, like, some of the things he did definitely defined a lot of stuff Scissors look to do. Like, he did an 8x crit punish on a grab into 6x. And that became like a very standard thing. A lot of Scissors started picking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, right after the game came out, were like, oh, Scissors way too slow. No one can ever play him. The high level.
Oh, do we actually want to talk about Scissor complaints? Because this is one of my favorite subjects.
Oh, here we go.
Go ahead.
Like,
you dropped it on us.
Nah,
it's too late.
I'm not in the Scissor Discord, but I've heard the talks, and I've heard the murmurs, and I've heard people being like, oh, anti-airs, we can't deal with them. How do you play the game? And I'm sitting over here like, huh, that's funny, because
sounds familiar.
When I said this about BlazeGame, people told me, yo, just don't press buttons to get anti-aired.
Oh my god.
So I'm sitting over here like, oh, that's cool. We have a clubhouse. They have tacos on Tuesdays. Welcome.
Welcome to the
welcome to the I hate getting anti-aired club.
Yeah.
That's a club, my friend. That's a beautiful club. Is that the only thing they talk about? Like, who cares about new combos and who cares about new tech?
No, they were working on stuff, but like when it became apparent all the stuff that were highs, it was like, oh no, anti-airs exist. It's like, yeah, they do.
Yeah. I mean, how does that make you feel?
Rara's still able to, place, like, run train on people in Japan, like.
Rara.
Yeah, he's good.
Man. He is good. He won with Tambourine, right? Oh no, he got second.
Second place in Toshinsai, Arc Revo, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that tournament, the 2v2 tournament.
that one thing that happened over there that one time. I don't know.
Yeah.
We all know what you're talking about. You know what?
It was another event this month was the Toshinsai / Arc Revo tournament in Japan. It was a bunch of different, or it was, as they call it, a games festival, not necessarily a tournament. It was more like a fun thing where, like, not super serious. A lot of like team style Wasada 2v2s and whatnot. And so for Pokken, it was a 2v2, and I believe the winners of that were Azazel and God, who else was it? Who was on this team?
Momo.
Was it? Oh yeah, was it Momo?
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think it was. Was that the Momo or?
Well, that was a 2v2 of the one that we all know.
Yeah, chat's agreeing with you with Momo.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure. I know for a fact there's a Burnside graphic
chat.
we can go and find, but.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shout out to Burnside. Just I don't know, just Burnside. He was here last month, so now he can watch, and we can give him shout outs. He's here in spirit and in memory, and in top 8 graphics. The pure top 8 graphics. Yeah, I mean, now that we already talked about Azazel, man, God, we're gonna talk about him a little bit later, but he is just
monster.
He is unstoppable, man. Something that Min's mentioned wherever he is on this screen. That I think you're there. I think you're that. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? You're somewhere here. Something that you mentioned that I thought was pretty crazy was that he's like lost almost no games in America besides to Potechen, which is freaking
really
crazy. Crazy. Yeah, we're gonna talk about his run in the last event he came to America for a little bit later. But man, you guys have any last words about SCR? It was a fun event, man. Shout outs to Alistair again for pretty much sweeping the tournament. He had a I don't want to say a rough patch against Twixie in Winners Finals. That was probably the closest that he had. But man, that Grand Finals was just
dominant.
Yeah, but it's crazy because even Coach Steve came off a 3-0 against Twixie, and obviously the matchups differences, but like for how close Twixie and Alistair was, it was like Coach Steve just blew Twixie out. So like Coach Steve's gonna take this momentum into Grand Finals, right? No, Alistair is like, yo man, cool your jets. Let me show you what an ice type, a water type looks like, and just
Coach Steve didn't even own DX.
He didn't even use. Coach Steve, yeah, he didn't even own.
He still doesn't own it. I imagine.
Coach Steve is just a god. Like he's and that's why he's insane, man. At SCR, he was not Coach Steve, man. He was absolutely insane. He earned that. I mean, during Grand Finals and during all the top 8 day, he was wearing his insane jersey. For you guys who don't know, the legend that is insane. Whenever Coach Steve is on fire, what we would call it, he actually switches jerseys. He has a new jersey. It says insane. And it's INSAY something insane.
2 N's.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we saw, man. That's absolutely what we saw at SCR. So all those players that went to SCR, freaking great event, and I loved it. But
definitely
going
a great
on
way to
with
start out DX.
Oh yeah, no kidding, man. That was just the biggest debut we could ever ask for. Had almost 35 entrants. I want to say 34, and most of which were out of state or from NorCal, man. Like NorCal won. Like just looking at top 8, Obscure, Alistair, Twixie, Coach Steve, Mustafa, UDL, Balamar, and Slimbug. 0 SoCal players. Every single player that made top 8 traveled out. Shout outs to everybody come from all the different regions, man. And God, it was a fine pleasure being there, and I cannot wait for more events on the West Coast because I don't have to travel as far. And it was a good event for sure. So moving forward, speaking of Alistair just kind of dominating for a little bit while, let's talk about where Alistair went next, man. What was It rhymes with. I'm not gonna try that. GTX Expo. We tried that one. We tried that last time.
Varying
We tried that. I was like, oh, you know what I'm talking about. You're like, no. Oh, well, I tried. So GTX Expo, man. Let's talk about those runs. Who's got the first words for our fallen GTX Expo?
Hold on, let me get that bracket up real quick. I guess first thing besides, Alistair getting the game early and winning the first 2 events for it.
Oh my god.
Besides that, shoutouts to Mutator for getting
my son.
Yeah, getting 3rd place with a character that everyone counted out. The troll character, Krogunk.
The one that even Japan ranks as the lowest in the game.
Well, they did. DX changed a lot about him. He's definitely a real character. He's like
he's great.
He's like Xrd Faust. He got the tools he needed to become like a real complete character, and you don't have to rely on as the Japanese call it, fortune cookie moves. They are the luck.
I'm gonna be using that forever.
I love that. I love that fortune cookie moves.
I'm gonna be using that.
Oh, that makes me so happy. God. Also, since we're talking about gunk, can we talk about how Mitchell won the entire internet when he did the combo? You know exactly what I'm talking about. If somebody has that link, please. I don't know if you can post in McDareth's chat, but if you have it, tell McDareth, and he will let you.
Like the luckiest combo in the world.
No, it's the greatest combo. It's not luck. It's
it's like the opposite.
It's fine. Everything's great. It's not luck based. It's about how good you are at the character.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this statement now. First person to land that combo on stream at a major. I'm not kidding. Clip this. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. The first person to land that combo at a major, I will personally fly you out to your major of choice that you would like to go to. I will do it. I swear. The first person that lands that combo on a major stream, doesn't have to be top 8 preferred, but I will fly you to your major of choice because I want to see that more than anybody.
Has to be a major. Can't be a local where you guys plan. Like HBA, freaking collusion. All right.
No, none of that crap. A major has to be a major. So everyone, you better trade up that gunk, clip this as proof, and send this off to the world. Let the people know that I want to see gunk. Yes, Mutator, I will. I will fly you out if you land that combo. Wait, no, I can't fly you to a major to do the combo. Yeah. That's not. That's not how this works, my guy. That's not how it works. Come on. Unless you want to put some risk, I will fly you out, and if you don't land it, then you fly me to a major.
Yeah, fly him to NEC, maybe, Mutator.
I'll do it. Okay. I'm serious, dead serious. Clip that. And then we're good. Okay, but anyway, so back to GTX. I was just so hyped about Krogunk, man. Now that we've cleared our system of the wonderful Krogunk, let's talk about that top 8. I have it pulled up here, but does anyone else want to talk about it?
Well,
how Peachy is just a monster in the making.
Yeah,
Peachy's a monster. Can we talk about Peachy for a second? Peachy.
How old is he? I heard 15.
Young, dude. I want to say 15.
Yeah.
Wow, that's young.
I heard I don't know who's commentating top 8. Which, by the way, commentary for both SCR and GTXO and the tournament we're going to talk about later, DreamHack Denver, was absolutely phenomenal. I loved the commentary there. So shout outs to whoever did that.
I was commentating at SCR.
Yeah, that guy's pretty cool. He slipped up once, but we already forgot what he said. We don't have to go into that.
That's why I said shout out. But either way,
I agree though. I totally agree.
15 years old, they said, and that is insane. The youth are just coming up, man. They are.
Yeah.
Every freaking game, it's the children, the little babbies. FGC babbies are coming. They can't even drink. I'm like, yo, dude, let me take you out for. Never mind. I'm gonna buy you a. at 7-Eleven, like, and a pat on the back because anything else is weird. You know, like they're crazy. Like not just Pokken, like every FGC is just starting to get invaded by these kids, and it's like I don't know. Do they just have like time? Like, if he, are you in here right now, Peachy? If you're in
Peachy,
here,
please be in here.
what's your secret? Like, I want to know. Like, I want to know what you kids have that I don't. Like, I'm practicing. I look 12, so I may as well be 12. So, like, I need to learn the ways of the 12, you know? Like, I can't. I'm so bad at video games. That's why I talk about them. I can't play them. So, Peachy, man, if you're in here, what's your secret? But anyway, what else? Top 8.
Reactions.
Yeah, kid. That's dude. That's it. It's gotta be the freaking the kid reflexes, man. But yeah, Peachy actually came from winners in top 8. Believe losing to Mutator.
Yep.
So shout out to Mutator, my boy.
Wait. Losing to Mutator to go into losers. Yeah.
Yes. And that's what I meant in winners. I think he lost to Live with Dave in losers. Am I wrong?
No, he lost to Alistair in grand finals.
Oh no, he
came second. Yeah.
Oh,
he beat Mutator in the run back.
That's why. Dude. Like he beat his demon Cool Jake, which at his local, Cool Jake absolutely like runs track in that local. I forgot what it's actually called, but either way, like
Best of 5.
that was his demon, yeah.
Best
of 5, and then he beats Mutator,
game.
Gets that run back, and then goes and meets Alistair in grand finals as a 15-year-old.
Yeah, and he beat Mutator 3-1. He got 3-0'd.
Yeah. It takes some composure to be able to, just completely reevaluate everything and run it back so hard.
He came off a hot streak, He beat his demon, like Rokso said. He's like that was fresh. He beat his demon and was like, all right, yo, show me that boy, yo, boy v boy, like not man v man. This is boy versus boy, man.
How old is Mutator?
He's not as young. He's an older lad. I
thought it was around 17.
I thought he was 17,
but I thought it was around there.
He's 7 according to Mutator himself.
Come on, everyone knows Mutators.
As he's saying in the chat. But,
I don't think that was him responding to it. Maybe it was. Who knows?
Who knows?
But either way, that's what I'm saying, man. These kids, like, if you look at top 8, like, dude, there was top 3 was 66% child. That's all I was say.
That's probably one of the biggest appeals of Pokken is it's like it has a very young demographic. It appeals to. I guess it appeals to like everyone because Pokemon. Everyone loves Pokemon. Young, old, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I saw this This has absolutely nothing to do with anything, but I'm gonna say it anyway. There's this 76-year-old dude who's the highest level Pokemon Go player in the world because he was diabetic. Yeah, dude, I'm serious. He was diabetic, and then he needed to start walking more, so he would walk with his grandson every day. And it turned into him walking 8 hours a day just playing Pokemon. He's the highest level in Pokemon Go, and he's some 76-year-old dude.
Wow,
that's amazing.
It's crazy, right?
That's a heartwarming stuff.
That's crazy.
Pokemon, man. That's what I'm saying. Pokemon is for everybody. You can appreciate it. And then getting back into Pokken because it has absolutely nothing to do with Pokken. That's the cool thing, man. We're not just a community of FGC because I'll say FGC is its own thing. The cool thing about Pokken is you have your FGC guys. And then you have your Pokemon guys, and then you have your mix, but they all get along. Within Pokken, it's just about Pokken. It's about the community. It's not well, I'm a Street Fighter player, so I'm better than you. Because you have players like Coach Steve who've been playing fighting games forever, and then you have a guy like freaking Peachy who got out of third grade, grabbed
who probably
Switch.
don't even know Nintendo 64 existed.
Yeah, right. Oh my god! I don't want to get into that. That's a super okay, I'm gonna say anyway. I was in my store. I had my N64 set up on the table. Kids walked in and pointed it and said, "What's that giant TV thing?" And because it was a CRT. I was so sad. But anyway, dude, I was sad. Okay, this is fresh. This is yesterday. I'm still dreaming about it. But okay, another person I want to talk about that's kind of been on the up and up, because I haven't really heard much about him since pretty much ever since DX came out. But Live with Dave, man, as of spoopy times is Dave. Yeah, let's talk about that, man. Who knows more about him than I do, which is about all of you guys. So tell me about this guy because I want to know about him, man.
Came out of left field, top 8 at 2 majors.
He's like Blaziken, his play is pretty explosive. He's coming out really just making a big splash right now. Definitely with GTX and
DreamHack Denver.
DreamHack Denver, which we'll get to soon. I mean, this might be just a good way to segue into DreamHack Denver. He's really just he's capturing the hearts of everyone. He's like running through the world.
I heard he's the pop-off king, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm seeing here.
I have
Live
not
with
seen
Dave?
these pop-offs.
I have not
I
seen
don't know.
that.
That's
Oh,
what
yes.
Mutator said.
Mid set for Obscure, he popped off, and then Obscure
Oh,
just
no,
turns
he
and looks at him. That was funny. I was gonna say, I know Dave from a Smash background more so. I think, he followed me back then, or not back then, but before Pokken, I'm pretty sure, because I've seen his name around. And then in Smash, he plays Ryu. And then in Pokken, I know he played Blaziken. He used to send questions about Blaziken stuff or just talk about it, or I post a video on Blaziken stuff. And then to see him doing so well, it's really awesome.
There you go, man. It's your protege without even knowing.
I wouldn't go that.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't exactly say that or anything.
No, I'm serious. Because I don't know.
I mean, you were a resource, and I think that's cool. That's something that the community needs. Like resources are required. That's a sentence.
Yes.
Resources are required for new players and even like experienced players to grow and for the community to grow. Like that's a big thing that I've shouted this guy out a million times already. But Bad Intent was super big on posting advanced guides to his character. I don't want to say he's the first to do it because I don't want to undermine anybody.
Of course not,
but he was the first that I saw. And he would post and he blasted it and he put it on Twitter, everywhere, man. He was just detailed guides and stuff like that, whether it's like small content, super detailed guides, whatever it is. Like, content is king, man, not just for like personal growth of channels, but like also for growth of a community. So, being able to have content available for players like Live with Dave and all of a sudden comes out of nowhere and takes top 8, top 3, almost top 5 at 2 majors almost consecutively. Like, dude, shout out. He's probably some kid. Maybe not. I don't know. Is Live with Dave like 12 also?
No.
No, he's he's old. He's an older gentleman.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm very glad. Live with Dave. I honestly have yet to see the man. I want to now find that pop off, but
I do too.
So Mutator.
I'm pretty sure it was after he grabbed him 6 times, which we don't.
Dude, I would pop off if I grabbed
And
something
a
6
little
times.
bit.
Come on,
He grabbed him like 3 times in field phase. Just hold me cancel.
I like that. I dig that a lot.
Speaking of too busy jumping against me, like I resigned myself to never grab just anymore. It doesn't work. People jump too much.
So,
but this is getting off topic.
Whenever we get to DreamHack and we get on Dave at DreamHack, then I have something to say. But I'll wait till then.
There you go.
Wow.
I like that. And then, so the thing I wanted to say about DreamHack was, of course, shout outs to Alistair, man, doing back-to-back tournaments right as the Switch came out. He was undefeated at majors for 2 whole tournaments. You did it.
True.
Oh yeah.
It's more than most people.
Not wrong. And I don't even think he dropped. Yeah, he didn't drop a single set at either of those events.
Nope, no reset.
So my boy Alistair, coming in clutch. Shout outs to you. See, last time we talked about Alistair on stream, we were like, when we revealed the top 8, that man or the top 10 of the rankings, that man was like gone. He's like, all right, top 10's coming. Be right back. And it's like left. And like I talked so nicely of him, and then he's like, what did I miss? And I'm like,
He came back like right after we started talking.
I get to rewatch that VOD so you can see how nice things I said about you, you jerk. But okay, you guys have anything else about GTX, my friends? That was a fun.
If anything else, I would have to say how impressed I am with Cool Jake's bracket run, getting through Mellow and Cyflare, but also I watched Captain Zach's Chandelure. It's no joke.
Oh yeah.
We didn't even talk about that.
Totally forgot about that. Yeah.
No joke.
Abadango and Captain Zach. I mean, neither is Abadango's not a joke either, but his pool was stupid. He had Alistair and Captain Zach both in his pool, so it was definitely a difficult pool. Not saying the other pools were easier than that, because all the pools are crazy, at least to get out. But yeah, like Captain Zach Chandelure, man, he's for real. Like he's not just a Smash player like that just picked up a controller and was like, I can probably play this. Like that man put some work into Chandelure, dude. Like
him and Abadango really do put in work with their character, and I'm really glad to see that.
Yeah, I want to see that more, man.
Yeah.
Like you don't have a ton of like crossover players to Smash for for how close like Smash and Pokken events are and how big the Smash community is, I was always hoping for like more bleed through and stuff.
There's actually been a lot more recently.
Yeah,
like I know
that's exactly.
There's a lot of players who like played it originally, didn't stick with it, but still like followed it. But now they're more interested. I know like Pink Fresh has been playing it a lot and wants to practice their stuff. I asked if he wanted to go to Final Boss, but he had something else he had to do then, so he couldn't make it. There's also Swar, who is the lead of the PG Stats team. He's been playing a lot. He also wants to help the community how he can, but he doesn't really know how to do that yet.
I mean,
Hey.
I mean, we have our own stat stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, shout outs to all the people that help us with stats, man.
Love to help.
Oh yeah.
Who's that? I'm sorry to cut you off. But like, who's that? The number 1 ranked Wario player? He's from Tennessee or something like that.
Okay.
Because
I know the Japanese Wario, but
yeah, I'm speaking of so Gluttony. So if you want to say number 1 ranked Wario, I think Gluttony, but he's from France.
Yeah,
okay, no.
You're thinking out another one. It's no, I'm forgetting his name.
Because I met him at KIT, and he played, and his Weebow was nuts.
Oh,
and
cool.
That's why
Reflex Wonder.
Reflex.
He's from
Georgia
though.
He's from Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay, well he was at KIT.
I didn't know he played
Tennessee,
Wario.
and I mean, does he play Wario?
Yes.
Am I
he does.
getting a crap? Okay.
He's like,
Okay.
yeah, he's ranked 2nd, I think, right now in Georgia, which that's a pretty stacked reason for Smash. We won't
Pretty good, yeah.
go with it, but yeah.
All right, no more Smash, but like I was going to say, like he was another one that like really caught my eye. So
yeah, no, I mean that's one thing that I always hype on is I always try my best to get Smash players to see that Pokken's not just like a boring Pokemon thing. You know, it's fun. Like play real fighting games, Smash players, and like Pokken's a good transition. You know, I mean, Smash is its own thing, okay? Like it's not a fighting game, you know.
It's an unorthodox fighting game.
There you go, unorthodox. But
the correct.
Like it still requires a lot more skill than.
Oh
like,
no, dude! I didn't say just because it's not a fighting game, it doesn't require skill. Obviously, it requires skill. But like play some.
Yeah, the technical term is a platform fighter.
It is its own genre now with all the the indie games, Rivals, Brawlhalla, Brawlout, all those. Wait, is Brawlout even Smash Bros? I don't even know. But there's a bunch of them.
There's that new one too. I can't remember.
And also one thing I wanted to mention.
Icons.
No, not
Alistair
Icons.
was talking about. Oh, wait, Icons?
We're just listing
sorry.
Smash
Yeah,
games.
platform fighters.
Fighters, yeah.
Brawlers, whatever. One thing that Alistair mentioned was Zyfler pulling out a Decidueye, of course.
Oh yeah.
Saw that in top 8. So that was sick. You know, I love
first top 8 Decidueye.
Yes.
No,
well, no, SCR.
Was it? Oh, was it?
SCR was Bolamar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was a Slipping Bug versus Bolamar. It was the battle of the DLC. Which was sick, by the way, it was sick. I loved that. We never mentioned that. But Nubafuda is going on in the chat. I like that. And no, but I love seeing people like not afraid. You know, like GTX was a little bit. You know, there was more time after release of Pokken. People had more time to perfect Decidueye and Caesar comparatively to SCR, which was like games release and go. Like you have 3 minutes. Like okay, but you have to drive here. So joke's on you. But no, I love seeing. Honestly, I thought we'd see a lot more Decidueye than what we're seeing, because in the beginning everyone was like, Decidueye is so broken, stop the rampage that is air grabs, he can do whatever he wants. He can mix you up from a mix-up.
In my opinion, I feel like the Decidueyes will be joining our club soon enough.
We'll see.
Air club.
We'll see.
No, because they'll just be like, nah, I got an aerial counter, come at me, boy.
Yeah, but if you have
his ground game's
you have
also
a multi
not
move, it
bad,
beats his counter.
Just saying.
That's true. Oh yeah, counter. Oh, yeah, we'll hear it. Well, you guys, they'll join. What did you say it was? You pull up a chair, something. Welcome to the
chair. We got
Taco Tuesdays. You know.
Taco Tuesdays. That's what it was.
Taco Tuesdays.
Taco Tuesdays on the Anti-Air Club.
Taco Tuesdays here at Anti-Air Club on Wednesday. Yeah, that's how cool you guys are. You guys have Taco Tuesday on Wednesday, because that's how much you hate being anti-aired. I like it. So moving on from GTX, it was a fun time, and there was of course an event that kind of a blast from the past sort of thing. You know, they're like, well, hey, we got this really cool Switch game that came out. Let's remind ourselves why we love the Switch so much with the Fall Classic. Yeah, boy. So Yeah, this is man. Shouts to Twixie, man. You know, winning back-to-back fall classics. He won back in 2016, I guess.
Yep.
That's weird saying for Pokken. God, back last year.
Back,
Isn't that crazy,
way
man?
back in the day.
Way
back
back
in
in early Pokken, you know.
It was definitely in like the roughest patch of Pokken's history. It was that fall-winter period before NEC after Worlds, where it was just like, well, I guess we have a game now.
I mean, look where we are now. Like, look how far we've come. We've come from that kind of game ish to here, man. We got wonderful tournaments like Final Boss, which obviously we'll talk about later. We have all kinds of crap, and it's great. But speaking of Twixie, man, with the Fall Classic, not much really to talk about there. Actually, I don't, yeah, no, that's right. Let's hop on to the DreamHack Denver. Unless you guys have something exciting about Fall Classic that we want to talk about.
Oh, did you mention that Twixie won both Fall Classics?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a possibility if there's a Fall Classic next year with Pokken, he'll be the very first player to three-peat a major. Or is that considered a technically it's a major?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's a hat trick.
Yeah, it's a hat trick. There you go. So he'd technically be the first three-timer, and that would be great. So maybe you guys need to go and contest Twixie next Fall Classic, assuming it happens. Fingers crossed. So Rokso,
still
you
be
mentioned
1.3.
Yeah, cool.
I would honestly love that if they just had like a 1.3 side tournament.
Dude, that'd be great. Like remember the past, okay?
Remember the struggle.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes you gotta remember the struggle to appreciate what you have right now, okay? So, Fall Classic running a 1.3 tournament, you know. The one thing I will say is that I won't enter. I mean, I wouldn't enter anyway, but specifically that one I would. But either way, so that's pretty much all I have in there. But speaking of Twixie, man, let's move on forward to DreamHack Denver, man. So whenever you guys have DreamHack Denver,
I haven't been at anything.
The only thing I've been at was Revolution and Final Boss. So
that's not.
But
I've watched everything else, obviously.
It's just Final Boss for me.
Just Final Boss. Well, that good thing with that.
We're very active in the Pokken, live scene.
Well, so much to talk about. I love it. You guys pulled an Alistair. You're like, I'm gonna take my wins and I'm done. That's it. You won't see me again ever. I'm the undefeated Pokken major player guy. That's me. To Alistair. Someone start calling it. But okay, so let's talk about DreamHack Denver. The top 8 was Twixie, Suicune Master, Obscure Double, and Winter Side. And then Live with Dave, again, this fiend, Live with Dave, who I believe ended up placing third?
Right into our hearts.
Placing into my hearts, especially. Mainly in my hearts, also in top 3. Sir Salt, is that...
Sir Salt, that's, I think Utah?
Yeah, that's Salt. That's
Utah player.
Yeah, I know Sir Salt. I don't know Meme Skiller. That's a new one.
I don't know.
That's called a new tag. Speaking of tags, Sorry Tag and SK Dale. Some names that we haven't seen so far in the last event. So as you can see, new faces starting to show up later in this month. This was in end of October, right? The 20th. I want to say weekend of the 20th.
Yeah.
It's like 2 weekends ago, right?
Yep.
The weekend before Final Boss. Yes.
Yes, it was literally 2 weekends ago.
I'm so right.
It was this Toshinsai like right afterwards.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's the cool thing. We've talked about so many events already, and it's been 1 month. It's been 1 month of Pokken, dude. Like, that's like you have to choose what tournaments you want to go to. There's that many. It's freaking crazy, man. It's crazy. I love it. Love to see the Pokken community growing like this.
Definitely a good problem.
Yeah, and so a name we haven't really seen a lot of at big events as of recently is freaking Double. Man, dude, this guy had a freaking hell of a run, dude. Like, took out Obscure, Twixie, I almost said Twixie again. He took out Obscure and Twixie, but then Twixie got the run back. And then what was his pool looking like? Didn't he play? I swear. He played Live with Dave, of course. Live with Dave. So, yeah, who of course is a phenomenal player as we've seen as of recently, and man's been taking top 3s, top 5s left and right from GTX to this tournament.
Denver.
Yeah, yeah, that's right, Denver. Yeah.
Only
So
thing, the Double versus Dave match, I was a little sad Double did not use Magic Heart, but otherwise. And against Braixen as Blaziken, that is actual hell. You're forced to grab him. They know all you can do is grab.
I know,
And now Magikarp puts a speed debuff on you, so it's even worse.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Look, Double said the same thing that I told him to use it versus. It was at NEC actually. It was me, him, and Deadly. I told him to try it. He used it, and it's like, oh wow, this actually is kind of broken. Because Shadowcat used it versus me. That's how I found out. Because Shadowcat picked it. It's like, oh, this must be a joke, and it's like, okay, this is. Stop, please.
This is serious.
please send help. I am crying. I am crying. What makes Magikarp Blaziken so? Oh, you already explained that. Yeah, that's right.
It's literally you have to grab him. Since they know now you have to grab me, I will just cover grab.
That's fair.
Although
That's fair.
I think I know now. If you're on top of them, you blaze kick, you move past it. So I'm finding the.
Yo, that's pretty cool.
The anti-tech. Slowly.
Yeah, I know Shenamue has a lot of you just teleport out of whatever you're doing and just dodge the Magikarp falling. So it doesn't really work against them.
Garchomp has Stone Edge now.
I guess. I mean, it has to proc the Stone Edge first because it counter pierces.
It does counter pierce, but like, okay. I'm trying to think of like a move that would do it. Like Shandy's 6. Nah, I wouldn't do it. 6x.
Yeah, no.
Alright, you know what? No. Enemy. Nah, I can't even do enemy frog. Like my freaking.
Yeah, two different supports at the same time, Rokso.
I don't know, man. There's some way that could happen.
Yeah, at least.
We'll find
Maybe
a way.
one day.
When there's a will, there's a way, my friends. That's the moral of the story here.
You can figure it out.
Yeah, so that was Double Run, phenomenal player. That man's been a character loyalist since I've literally never seen that man even play a different character.
I mean, it helps to be playing a high tier character, but you know.
Wow. I mean, I didn't say he's a loyalist in times of trouble. I just said loyalist. Period.
Fair enough.
I didn't say he's having a hard time playing Braixen because she's so bad. But when the game came out, man, I can't tell you how many times. Like, everyone's like, dude, Braixen bottom 3 for sure.
Yeah, Braixen is bad, Garchomp is bad, Charizard is bad.
Do you guys remember those times?
It was...
Dude, people said, like, Machamp, it was like Machamp, Braixen, and Gardevoir's always been talked about.
Charizard was definitely down there as well.
They were all garbage characters, like, unplayable, unviable characters, and I'm like, you guys will learn. I remember sitting down with T-Loke back in the T-Loke days. You know how tall... That tells you how long ago this was.
Yeah.
I was T-Loke and Sid Fox. No, I forget who it was. No, it was freaking NC Jacob T. You guys probably even know that name. And he was like, dude, I can't beat Braixen. And then T-Loke's like, dude, it's the easiest thing in the entire world. Just CADC. That's it. And like that was like, that's how you beat Braixen. She's garbage. CADC forward and you win the game.
Oh
and then he's like, watch, you get it and you grab her and you win the game. And it's like, that's all. She can't do anything when you're in her face. And now it's like, God.
I thought people were crazy. Like, I played versus my friend who played that character. It's like, when I get close, I lose. Like, she out buttons me up close. I'm away. I'm getting chipped. How is this a bad character?
I remember like the first time I saw, Braixen was the only one that had support cancels, and so it was like, how could a character with this mechanic be bad? Like, it just didn't.
Yeah, Tonosama came out, and so does the power of how. What? Okay. I want to go back and watch that Evo.
In the disbelief of DC, he like until Tonosama won Evo,
he's like,
DC was like garbage character. No way, this is a top tier.
God,
it's like grand final set. He was like, I don't know how Braixen can do it. Just a bad character.
I want someone to go back to the Evo Grand Finals VOD and see how many times Tonosama called support each round. Because I believe it got up to like 5. In one round, like
in one round it'd at least be 5. Yeah, it was disgusting.
What a character! Yeah. What a freaking character! Well, we're
certainly on track with DreamHack Denver, the most.
Oh yeah, exactly. We talked about Double, man.
Hey, at least we're still talking about Pokken this time.
You're right.
We're not talking about 76-year-old man with diabetes. That's which we got to earlier, so we're at least on track. So another person we haven't seen in top 8 in a long time was SorryTag. SorryTag actually breached the top 8 and lost to another person we haven't seen in top 8 in a major long time, which is SK Dale. Like again, like players, I don't want to say coming out of nowhere because they're obviously
coming out of the woodwork, probably better term.
Yeah.
You know, like
say again.
Coming out of the woodwork, you know, they've been there.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, they've been around, of course. Yeah, they go to their locals, but like playing well at a major is so much different than playing at a local. Which at this time, I want to remind you guys, anybody who lands that crow gunk combo on a major stream, DM me with the Twitch VOD, just so you know. But it's the major nerves, man. I'm telling you, major nerves are real.
They're real.
They are
like,
real.
I love seeing, especially these young kids, man. Like young kids, not maybe not with respect to those two players, but in general, younger kids coming out like competing at a high level with like 3,000 people watching live, and you're like, if you press the wrong button, you lose. Don't mess up. And like whatever. In video games, I'm a blue frog that throws mud balls at people. Like, and that's just. I want Mutator. Can you respond? Like, can you let me know? Is that what you're thinking? Because I want that to be like.
I want to be a blue frog. I throw stones.
just like croak, blah blah, mud ball. Like that's all you're thinking. Like nothing else. Like no neutral game thought. Just like I like mud. That's it. Like,
have you ever seen that? There's that one comment where it's like there's two players and like one of them is like all like these crazy equations going on in one person's thought bubble. You know, with like they're thinking of like angles and all these different options, and the other one is just like a punch.
Yeah. Reminds me of a Scrubs reference that I won't say because it has no relevance. But I totally get you. Sometimes that's the mentality you need. You know, just go I thinking I'm gonna throw a rock at him and he's gonna walk into it and it's gonna be super funny. That's my reverse. Got 3 reverse. Got reverse 3 on by Alistair. Wow. So maybe kids, that's not what you should be thinking, and you should actually develop a neutral game thought transgression and then abide to that. But so that's the
maybe. Only
maybe. I don't know. I'm just a commentator. What do I know about?
According to Midori, the American players are all very confident in their options. He said the word they're very he said the word very random. He's like, oh no, that's maybe that's disrespectful to say. I'm like, no, that's right on the money.
From the words of Mutator, yeah, I'm just gonna throw a rock at them and they're gonna walk into it, and it's gonna be super funny. Mutator 2017. I need to get that framed like right there.
Just like an inspirational poster.
Like wake up in the morning, it's like boop.
It's like
someone
the
throw some
cat,
rocks
like
at
hanging
people.
from a Trump brand.
Yeah.
Right? Like just slap some mud on it just a little bit. I'm gonna throw some rocks at people. They're gonna walk into it. It's gonna be super funny. Boom, right there. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it. Somebody make that for me. Ship it to me. I'll give him my address.
One day.
One of these days. But anyway, so let's talk about the other runs that happened. Of course, Live with Dale actually breaking top 3 of this tournament. Where last tournament he got 5th place. I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, just further progressing.
Is it time?
This was 2 weeks ago. Like, where can this man go from here? Like, I'm excited. Honestly, I want to see. I don't know if he's here in the chat, Dave. If you are, let me know. I'm just gonna start calling you Dave. Did I say Dale?
Yeah. I said Dale. It's okay.
I don't even know where Dale came from, but Dave. I'm just gonna call you Dave. Dave, if you're in chat, what's the next major you're going to? If not,
say NEC.
NEC?
Say NEC.
Oh, say NEC, because I'm gonna be at NEC.
Yo, you are?
Oh,
NEC?
I'm going to NEC.
It's literally like my backyard.
Yeah, NEC. I told myself last year because I went last year. And I told myself I was gonna go again. So I mean, assuming that I can cast it, I'm not just gonna go and hang out with you guys. You guys are cool and all, but like, I'd rather talk about video games. But no, NEC. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about all these events. So Dave, if you're there, man, let us know. But so again, Dave, the freaking run he had, man. Let's look at who he took out. He took out Obscure. Freaking Sweepin Master 2-0.
Okay. Let's start with Sweepin Master.
Yeah.
You seem gosh darn adamant about this, McDareth.
I'm gonna
in Maine. What do you have to say about
I have to preference this. Dave, I'm watching Dave play smart. He gets it. People know that versus Blaziken you block because he doesn't want to grab you. So he just starts grabbing people. But on top of that, because he's doing that, it's also making them afraid to think about grabs. And sometimes people just wake up and press a button. They forget who they're playing against, and then they get hit. And it's like, what? Why? So Sweepin Master wasn't as much, but it was definitely parts you could see. Like, to me, it seemed like he wasn't familiar with the matchup. Like, Dave isn't super patient. Like, I play extremely patient Blaziken. Dave is more like, he's more offensive, but he still has a period where there's a period where you have to just wait, but like you still don't want to respect what Blaziken's doing because that's what Blaziken wants.
Yeah, who wants to respect Blaziken? You know.
Good one.
And
That's
then
what
like,
Blaziken's want you to say.
and then the obscure match actually was like, what is going on? It might have happened on stream already. Like, the match is on stream right now, but it might have happened already. Like, Obscure got grabbed like 6 times.
6 times.
3 times in field. Just homie
Yeah.
cancel.
That's what you call maximum damage. See, that's how you know your grab doesn't do that much damage. You can land 6 grabs, and that's not how the game ends. Like, that's a problem. Like,
Oh, it is. And then on top of that, it was like, so this was the point where it was like, okay, Obscure gets knocked down. He's in burst. Dave does Heat Wave. EX Heat Wave on his wake up. Obscure gets up and blocks.
That's like at least 25 frames. Like, at the very least.
And it's like, you have burst! Just wake up with burst. Like, Obscure would have won right there if he woke up with burst, but he woke up and blocked. And so he lost the set.
That's the I can't even say conditioning.
It's not, no! I was just wrong! There's no conditioning!
it's like conditioning, like
Dave
he's like,
basically,
sitting there,
like,
he's like, I'm gonna grab you,
like, yeah, Dave basically went for like, honestly, Dave made a mistake because he had burst. Like, he would have lost if he did it, and Obscure just blocked it, and then had to use a mix-up because he blocked it. It was just like, what is going on? But no, Dave, I know Dave is good. He's smart with how he's going about it, and he's figured out a lot of stuff with him, and it's cool to watch him how he plays. And even now, like, I was playing friendlies at Final Boss, and someone's like, I've never seen you grab so much. It's like, yeah, I get it now.
I learned that.
I learned. I want to see him like continue on just being that great Blaziken that always grabs, and like he makes it to like top 8, or like he makes it to like grand finals, and the reason he wins is because he grabs 0 times the whole set. Like that's the ultimate conditioning. Like that's
like you condition him so much before the match. That's mind game.
Yeah.
Like maybe like this is his whole goal. Like he's preparing like months ahead. Like he's ready for like the Evo next year. Like he's doing like SCR or something like for next year.
Like his reputation precedes him. You know, it's like
I just saw someone in chat,
and then he's just like, "Nah, I'm not gonna chat. I'm not gonna grab you."
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like someone in chat pointed out exactly. He's like, he should change his name to 6 Crabs. Like somebody said that. Like that's what he's known.
Just change your name to I Will Grab. It's like
I will grab. And the ultimate conditioning, he never grabs. That'd be so hype. I'd appreciate that.
That's a mix-up right there.
Yeah.
That's the highest, deepest level of mix-up you could possibly. Like ridiculous. But so now let's talk for a hot second about Twixie's run. Of course, save the best for last. Not best as in biased best, but the winner, of course, the victor himself, man. First of all, Twixie, he's been this like. I don't know how to explain Twixie. Like, I don't want to say he was like nobody, but he started off so fresh and so quick, and he didn't fall off. Like, so many players like exactly. Yeah. Like, people will break into the scene and they're like, "Bop, bop, I'm the best," and then just like drown in pools like 6 tournaments, and then just like quit the game. Like, I'm not going to mention anyone specific that may or may not do this, but Twixie do that. No shots.
No, but Twixie's like very, he's insanely consistent.
Yeah.
You know, he wins, and then even the ones he doesn't win, like he'll still be,
top 8.
Top 8. Top 5.
I think there's only one time where he didn't top 8 in 2017. That was CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was the only time. Like out of all his tournaments.
CEO.
Oh yeah, he was double eliminated by Jin, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got eliminated by Jin, and then got eliminated by then lost to I think Toasty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
In top 16.
I know he said it was like double Jirachi Lucario, or one of his losses was Jirachi Lucario. I remember
that was Jin.
I mean, who hasn't lost in tournament to Jirachi Lucario at least once? Come on.
All I'm gonna
Double
say.
eliminated by it.
I told you guys before the stream, but I was sitting eating a tasty burg with my boy Twixie after SDR, and I told him I was just talking to him like, dude, like, Japan knows, like, I don't want to say it's like a counter pick meta, but like a lot of people have multiple characters for bad matchups, and the game is kind of designed to do that. Like it's not like Street Fighter 5 or like one frame link combos. You have to know, and like Super Smash, where you know like 60 matchups per character. And there's only 50 matchups. Like like it's not like that. Pokken's a smaller cast. I don't want to say it's not deep. Of course, it's a very very deep, intricate game. But like it's designed to be able to play multiple characters at a high level. But Twixie is like, nah. Watch me do it with just Chandelure. And he does it, like, time and time again, man.
He really does, yeah.
But, like, and when he does take a loss, even against, like, because he lost to, at the tournament we just talked about recently where he took third at, I think it was, whatever it was, we already talked about it.
He lost to,
he lost to Lucario in winners. And then he lost to he lost to a Garchomp in losers. And so it's like, it's just...
like the only two he's really lost to, which we'll get to that, maybe a little later as well.
Yeah.
I got you. I see you.
Looking down, man. Yeah.
And he still doesn't, he's dedicated, man. I love that. I love that he's trying to develop the character as much as he possibly can. Obviously, he's comfortable with the character, been playing it since he started the game. And, man, just a phenomenal run. He lost... he went through grand finals just going crazy, man.
Yeah, 6-0.
Jesus.
6-1.
6-1.
Was it 6-1? Okay.
Yeah,
I think
6-1.
Double won the first one though, and then Twixie just
Double
ran the rest.
3-1'd him in winners, man. It was still close. It was 3-1 on paper, but it was like it was a very very close set. So it could have gone 3-2. It could have been game 5. But man, grand finals, he just freaking turned up the heat. He took out Dale, I guess is his name now.
Live with Dale.
It took out Dave. Took out Dave really hard in.
Okay, wait. I want to go back on this real fast.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
No, one last point.
Okay.
Just to pinpoint what I was saying is like where I felt like Obscure and Suicune Master didn't get it. Twixie got it. Like just watching the way Twixie played, Twixie was just like he obviously understood how this matchup works. And when Blaziken's doing something, this is how I punish it. And like even like small things that are like interactual things, it's like because he's done the matchup and has practiced it, like he knows like, oh, in this spot he might do this, so I'll do this.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's generally how fighting games work.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying.
I totally feel you. Like it, but maybe that's the momentum he needed to go into grand finals and just flip that
Switch.
Esports switch. Get it? Because
hey,
flip that
Nintendo.
switch and
shout outs to Nintendo.
shout out to Nintendo. Oh, I got mine still. In the
Oh,
box.
you got yours.
I still have the box. Nice.
Yo, I got the box. I got 2 boxes.
Box is not with me. That is not here.
My boy. Shout outs to Twixie just switching things up here. And then 3-1 set 1 against doubles, and then 3-0 in the bracket reset. Just a phenomenal run, phenomenal player. If any of you guys don't know who Twixie is, which you should, go back.
You live under a rock.
Yeah, you live.
You live under Krogunk's rock. All right.
The bolting.
You live under the rock that's still sitting in the training room where Mitchell pulled off that thick combo. That, by the way, to remind you. Oh my god. You don't know how bad I want to see this. All you
one day it will happen.
Land at a major. I fly you to a major. That's the gist. Anyway,
All right.
So that's anybody
That's
else
it
got
for
someone for
Japan.
DreamHack Denver?
I think we pretty much covered most of it. Pretty much all of it, really. I guess to take a step back in time now. Go to.
Well, I think before we go, the one thing I don't think we touched is like for Double. I know Double was like frustrated after that. This is the second time he was in Grand Finals winners slide and didn't end up closing it out. But still, it was a really.
First was at NCR.
Oh, okay.
What was it? No.
It was against Slippenberg, right?
Did
Right.
Slip? Did he do that?
Right.
I don't remember.
I think it was NCR. I think it was NCR.
I remember he was in Grands. He beat Alistair.
Or maybe not
Losers.
NCR. No. I have no idea where it was then. Never mind.
All right. Either way. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I want to
I
say
don't want
that's-
to know McDareth.
it was still like a
Most
very good
knowledgeable
run
stream.
by him, and he's.
We know what we're talking about, guys. Trust us.
I'm sure. he'll bounce.
Double should not. There's no reason to like put his run down. He had a phenomenal run. He took out Obscure very confidently. Took out Twixie the first time, and then again he took out Dave coming out of pools, which Dave is no slouch of a player whatsoever. So Double had a ridiculous run. It just came down to that last couple sets where Twixie just.
Twixie.
Yeah.
Twixie did Twix
Just
things,
plus,
man.
yeah, Twixie just turned it on, really.
Yeah.
Twixie talked to me at Final Boss about, because I asked him like, yo, what happened at whatchamacallit, DreamHack Denver? Like, he lost a double and then you literally steamrolled him in grands, and he was like, dude, I didn't know what to do against Dragonite, and for that double, like, you're a genius. Because,
Double is a lab monster.
yeah, straight up. Like, you put your lab stuff to, like, in real life situations in a major where it matters, and you make it work. That's phenomenal. And Twixie really had to, like, think hard to, like, how to counter that, and he did. And yeah, that's like Twixie.
Really
It just shows another side of Twixie. Like, he can adapt like quick.
Yeah, and like I said, man, earlier, like, not to just talk up Twixie, of course, there's other great players. Like, he's just been so consistent, especially as of recently. So just like I talked about Dave, man, I can't wait to see where this guy could take it from here. Because I mean, he's like a couple like 4 or 5 events away from like being as dominating as Sleeping Bug is. I mean, maybe not as dominating, but like, you know, because we have a full season for this new top 50 list, and you know, I like seeing change in the numbers, man. So Twixie is on the climb. What was Twixie ranked this most recent one?
Third.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
high.
third. I want to double check.
Very high. Top 5.
He was
And
top 5.
And he's definitely been showing us why he's there. So
100%.
Yeah, Twixie is third.
there you
Nice.
go. That's enough on Twixie. Twixie, I love your hair.
Twixie,
That's it for now, because there's another tournament that you did
Yes.
equally as well in.
Yeah, there's
So-
another tournament where I'm going to talk you up and stroke your luscious hair one more time. But okay, so let's talk about
Yes.
this next event that you were at, my boy Rokso, and it's
Yes.
before you happen to be in a different country. Tell us about that. First of all, how was the nice country? Did you have a good time?
I had an amazing time. It is basically like New York City except cleaner
What? And that's saying something.
and like
New York
less
City is
busy,
always-
obviously. And we have the Queen, and they have the Queen's Palace, and
I
the
mean, we
London
have the
Eye.
Queens.
Come on.
Obviously, we're
Our
talking about.
our queen is much larger. All right. Much larger.
You know, yeah. We'll
bigger,
see.
bigger means better, right? You know.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe in Texas.
That's what I live by. Ha!
But yeah, London was amazing, dude. Like, everything in London. This is probably one of my favorite tournaments like I ever attended, just because of like the people that I was with. We were in one Airbnb with 16 people, 9 of them from NA, and then the rest all around Europe.
Dude, that's
It was
legendary.
insane.
That seems insane amount of people.
And then constantly the UK players were coming over and hanging out with us, and it was nuts. It was amazing.
Shout outs to all EU, UK, those guys. Those guys are all
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Specific shout outs to
UK EU
Rubs.
players are they're the best. Like, they do not get enough recognition.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
credit.
seriously. Like, and Rubs is like my 5th or 6th favorite human on the planet. That guy is just, I love him.
Yo,
He's
Rubs
so,
was hysterical.
dude. I gotta tell this story. It's about Smash, but we were playing doubles at World Championships, and this man comes up. And he's playing doubles. He's getting carried super hard, by the way. It's like me and I forget who I was playing with, and Rubs and Innie, and like Rubs was doing almost nothing. Like, at the end of an entire doubles games, he put on like 40%, and he got no kills. And I'm like, dude, you didn't even do anything. He turns to me. I'm not even kidding. This is what happened. So he's sitting sideways, right? I'm sitting next to him. He goes like this. He's like, it's about knock back. And that's all he said. Like, but he didn't even get like any kills. He just like turned slowly. He's like, it's about knock back. And I'm like, all right. It was the greatest thing ever.
Because
But-
Rubs is that guy, man.
I love Rubs. But so anyway, Revolution London. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this event, man. So you were there, Rokso.
Yes. By the way, Rubs was our tour guide. Shout out to
I
Rubs
love
for being
Rubs.
our tour guide. Because
Nice.
if it wasn't for him, we'd be lost in London, like to this day.
I love Rubs.
The things about Revolution, most notably, unfortunately, was the stream issues, but that was completely out of it was it was preventable because they should have had a backup, but the people running it like Angel. Angel was in charge of like he was basically the head honcho kind of, and then everybody else was like had a specific job, and that guy's specific job was to make sure he had a backup just in case, and he had a backup, but it didn't have the program for the stream, so that's why it was just a backup computer, because the computer just like absolutely took a dump. I don't know, it just crashed, and he was supposed to have it, but he didn't. But either way, it was still an amazing event. It was well run, a lot of setups actually. It was the first Pokken, wasn't it? Wasn't it first before SER? No. It's not the. It was technically not the first. I guess technically. It's first EU. Pokken.
Yeah, it was definitely the first EU one. It might have been the first to break a certain number. I don't know the specifics. So I'm not gonna try and guess. So.
Yeah. They had what, 41, 42, 41.
42, I think.
It was a good number. It was 41. I just confirmed.
Oh, okay.
41 entrants. Crazy though. Like in EU, and a lot of the players. Like I love this bracket system, by the way. Burning meter shows all the American flags. Like I can sit here and count the freaking flags. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 players from America traveled out to that event, man. So shout outs to all you guys, wherever the heck you are on the screen, Rokso.
Yeah.
In this direction, you know, taking the flight out there. It's just crazy commitment to the game. I love seeing it, and we even had an NA player take top 3. I believe Oreo second or third. Second. Got third. Yeah. So like even an American player, you know, going out representing, you know, of course, America, and stuff. But that's what I'm saying. Like seriously, I love seeing people traveling so far for like to think that like they would travel across the entire country to hang out with 40 people to play a video game. That to me is
that's awesome.
That's
freaking awesome.
Yep.
Super
like,
freaking.
You know, I'm looking at, you know, top 8 right now, and it's 6 different countries represented, and that's
insane.
Awesome. Like that is so cool.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Like that's some of the coolest things about, you know, like EU events is that it's just so much representation of like everyone.
Chemo, is that the Poland flag? Poland, Germany, Spain, and United UK, Italy, and US. Jeez, that's insane, dude. That's insane. That's great. Pokken, man, brings people together. I love it. I love it. So let's talk about what happened during it. Let's just talk about, so ignore all the bad stuff that happened whenever we got through it, you know. So let's hold off on talking about Gorson, because Gorson is actually a god.
He is. Yeah.
So let's talk about let's talk. Rokso, what were your thoughts? You placed well yourself. What were your thoughts of the actual competition? And let's talk.
It should not be. Like, I know people keep memeing and keep saying, oh, free EU is, like, EU is free, da-da-da-da, like, no. My match with Rubs, which did not get streamed, unfortunately, but my match with Rubs was, he slaughtered me.
That was playing for 5th, right? That was playing for 4th?
That was well, that was Gorson, that was top 8. I'm talking about the one in pools.
To
get out. Yeah, I had to play Rubs to pop.
Oh yeah, I see that now.
Yeah, and dude, he demolished me.
Is he still playing Suicune?
He plays Suicune, but he prefers Darkrai, and his Darkrai is probably the best outside of Japan. No joke. Outside of Japan, Rubs is definitely best Darkrai. I haven't seen anybody do half the stuff that he does.
That's a statement. I like that. I like that statement.
But because I got bodied, I had to take out my fellow. You don't understand how hard that was for me, and how annoying it was for him. But either way, top 8 came. Chemo, very great Gengar, knows that character inside and out. That's just another example of like the diversity of EU from Poland, like different country. And then I had to play Gorson, and I was so afraid that I did not pick my main.
Who did you end up going against Gorson?
I went Scizor the first game, and I got bodied. And then, here's my logic behind this. I picked Lucario. Now, in Lucario Dittos, X Absoluted, probably the best Lucario, top 2 Lucarios in the world.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Told me that my Lucario is very good. So, knowing that, I was like, okay, Lucario wins against Machamp, but this is Scorson, aka the person who raised X Absoluted, aka the person who played 1,000 games with the second best or first best whatever Lucario in the world. So little me with my 5th Lucario was like, yeah, I'm just gonna come here, I'm gonna like, and I got absolutely slaughtered. So I deserve all of that. That's
Rokso,
that's that run.
I thought Blaziken Machamp was 60-40 for Blaziken.
Okay. How long have you been waiting?
Nah.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's talk about that. Huh? What's your opinion on that one, man?
All right, it is 60-40, but the thing is, Gorson was very confident in that matchup,
But
and I was just like,
it's 60-40 though.
listen, Scizor was 60-40 too, and so was Lucario. Okay. So I had to pick a decision here. He was more confident in that one than the DLC and the Lucario. So that's my reasoning. But in the 2v2s, I played my main, and I ran into him twice. Him and Oreo were a team, and me and Jintrax were a team. And I beat his Machamp with my Garchomp, and that's what kind of like, oh, this matchup isn't that bad.
Can I just say how awesome it is how like Pokken has, like the Wasada style 2v2s, and like that's our like big thing. And like at every big event, so we always make sure to have it. It's always great to be able to have like a secondary like team event. I think that's always great.
It's a necessity, and it's like it's super fun for everybody.
Definitely.
Like people just like can team up with whoever. Like it doesn't have to be like 2 top tier people like team up. Like it doesn't have to be. I could bring my little brother, which doesn't play the game at all, and I freaking have a blast watching him get bodied.
Ha!
So
I like that.
it's fun.
Nice.
Fun for everybody.
I agree.
So the other things that happened during Revolution, Oreo with his phenomenal run, I have to say, I'm very proud of my former HBA crewmate. Did you guys watch any of it, or?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's awesome that Oreo's able to show that he is like a real threat. Like he's I remember like people weren't like, because he didn't used to be able to travel to many events, so people weren't like really sure who he was, and now he's finally going out there and he's really showing off that he is very much like a top player.
He is a top player. Like it's undeniable, and he's only gonna grow.
I believe so. Yeah.
Like shout out to him. Like, because I remember, oh my God, I will tell this story to the day I die. I remember way back when there was 2 tyrannies going on in HBA. There was a tyranny of Catfight, which no one could beat Cat. And then there was the tyranny of Rokso, which no one could beat Rokso, because Cat was away. And then Cat would come and he would body me. And this round robin we had with 7 people, Oreo came for the second time after like he saw me like beat Catfight one time. He was like, wait, is this guy like for real? And then he came one time, he was like, okay, he's for real, because I bodied him. And back then HBA was free. But continuing, he went 0-7 2 times in the round robins, and he just looked so defeated. He was like, dude, I'm just gonna like drop the game, I don't think it's for me. And I was like, no, you freaking come back next week and you freaking continue playing, you will only get better. And then he went 2-5 the next week in the round robin, and he kept going and going and going, and now he places second in the UK.
Yeah,
That's
pretty good.
That's just like dedication, man. You dedicate your craft to this, and dedicate it to having fun, because that's what it is.
No,
of course, that you have to have fun with this game.
Oh yeah,
It's almost like a requirement.
Oh yeah, I mean you should never play a game you don't like. Like what's the point of playing a video game? You're like, God, I hate pressing these buttons. I want to sit here in my room and do it for 6 hours. Like, no, go home. You're drunk. Like, that's so stupid. Like, enjoy what you do, and then like if you keep playing, you stay consistent, and you practice correctly, and like if you have fun practicing a game efficiently, then you should play that game until you physically cannot anymore, because that means that you freaking love that game. Like, if you can enjoy doing the boring stuff, practicing, like that's some good stuff. Obviously, Oreo has to be one of those kinds of guys. Like, if you enjoy losing, maybe he doesn't enjoy losing, but if you can stick with the game through 0-14, like, buddy, that is absolutely. I didn't know that story. That's a freaking. I love it.
That fortitude is.
And to move forward with this, Oreo, you're awesome. But let's finally talk about the man himself, the demon, the demon with 4 arms and a big muscular chest. Gordon. All incorrect things. Coruscant, though, like, this guy is freaking crazy. Didn't he? He had quite the bracket run. So you were there, Rokso.
Yeah.
Continue this train. Tell me about how okay of a player Gorison is.
Okay. Well, first off, he loses, unfortunately. I don't really remember his pool run. All I remember is that, like, I watched him play, like, his winners finals and be, like, nonchalant about it. It's like, yes, I win. It's okay. I'm like,
dude, I love course.
And then the next day for top 8, he loses to Oreo the first game. Then he goes through me, and then he goes through X Absoluted, who got 7th at Worlds.
Yep.
Yeah. And then he goes through Rubs, which he used Empoleon, let's be fair, but still was a demolition.
Really?
Yeah.
He used Empoleon against Rubs. Yeah. He 3-0'd him. And then Oreo in Grand Finals, 3-1 the first set, and then 3-2. It was a set, like, it was probably one of the most iconic sets in the entire, like, Pokken history.
Yeah, when we got here, that set was so good.
Yeah, it was really, really good. So shout outs to Gorson and Oreo for probably putting on, like, one of the iconic sets of Pokken history.
So another thing, while we're talking about that set and how iconic it is when I looked for matches, I can't find anything from this tournament. Still.
No?
Put them online.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything.
Angel, if you're listening to this, I'm talking to you in your native tongue. You better put up those matches, or else I will come over there and I will beat you with my crumpets, okay? Okay.
With your crumpets?
My crumpets, yeah. I don't know if that's the right accent, too.
Yeah, it was close.
I mean, I thought I was listening to him.
That's permanently vlogged forever, Rokso.
Yeah, it's gotta be the right one now. So that's all I got for Revolution.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal tournament.
And also X, thank you for coming, because he was like borderline not going to be able to come.
Oh really?
But he stuck it out and he came through and he placed well and he had fun. And I met him. He's cool.
Wow, got him. Yeah, that's again. I'm gonna mention this. I just love to see Pokken being the game where people are now traveling to even UK, Japan. Like we saw Obscure travel to Japan. We've seen Japanese players travel here. Final Boss. We're seeing now players go to UK. London. I guess.
Yeah.
You know, traveling out of the country, like with a passport and an expensive plane ticket to play a video game that is a dead community, which is now not even close to being true. Like season 1, if you said that, I was like, well, hold on, give us a minute. Now it's like, if you say that, it doesn't even make sense. Like,
yeah, that's become a meme now.
It's so it's so uncomfortably wrong. Like it's not even a little bit true. So that's what I freaking love about Pokken, is that we might be smaller. Yeah, we're not Smash 4 community. There's not 1,000 people watching every single local, you know, like. But this is the most tightly knit. That's what I was trying to say.
There we go.
This is the most nightly, not going to say that word, tightly knit community that I have seen in all of my days of gaming. And God, I love you guys. You guys are great. Except for you over there. That guy's.
that guy, yeah. I don't know where I am on the screen, but like.
When I was pointing
yeah,
at the camera,
You.
the viewer, the one viewer that
well,
I'm talking about.
the viewers suck anyway, so.
You know who you are. You know.
Except for Frozen Mullet. Frozen Mullet's probably my favorite human on the planet. That guy has made me laugh on stream too many times while casting. I'll be casting, I like glance down, can't look at that. I can't tell you how many times I've had to do that with Frozen Mullet. But anyway, so that's what I got on Revolution. So we can now move into what I consider and what I believe anyone would consider the largest scale, most competitive, most stacked, most everything tournament to exist in Pokken, especially in DX, by far in DX, but pretty much in Pokken history. Because even if you look at like the other big tournaments, like Evo is nothing. Like Evo is, I don't want to call Evo garbage, but it was. Like not the most, like the first, even the biggest Evo ever had, 1,000 entrants or whatever. 60% of them DQs. Japanese destroyed everybody, and the players that placed top 8 we don't see as much anymore, you know. But Final Boss, every single player that competed is relevant. Every player that's top 8 is relevant. It was stacked. It was ridiculous. It was run by an incredible organization. There were some hiccups, of course, but good lord, let's talk about Final Boss.
So, Final Boss. First, I want to apologize for everybody that was trying to view Final Boss. It wasn't the stream's fault. It was the hotel's fault. And I wanted to scream because I wanted a different hotel from the start. But this was extremely like, if we didn't do this, it would be so stupid of us in a profitable way of looking at it, because like it was so cheap. So we were like, yeah, we're doing this, definitely. And boy, did it come and bite us right in the tukish, I'll say. So yeah, I apologize for that, but we do have the videos definitely recorded. They will be uploaded, and I'll make sure they're cut up and not just like a whole VOD. And
here's Final Boss.
Now Final Boss. It was top 32. Any of them you could have seen in top 8 any different day. Like, that's how crazy this tournament
was. Thank you. I appreciate that sentiment, Rokso. Thank you.
What? You placed well, didn't you, McDareth?
I got 33rd.
Ha! You would have never made top 8. There's no way.
Alright.
You just missed the cut, McDareth. See, here's the good players, and then, you know.
Mate.
I would cover myself with the top 33 being like, that's what Daigo got at Evo 2016. You know?
Even good players get 33rd.
It is Daigo. You know?
So, either way, there were so many upsets. Well, the thing is, like, at this point, like, do we even consider them upsets? It's just like stuff
that. If you tell me Kamal is gonna beat Elm, that's an upset.
Okay. Well, you know what? Like, Kamal's Sceptile. Let's be real.
That's even more of an upset.
If it was Kamal's Charizard, I could definitely see it. But Kamal's Sceptile, I was just like, my guy. That's all I gotta say. Let's go down the list of quote unquote upsets. Bad Intent losing to Flegger and Toon Swablu.
I mean, if we get through all these upsets, we're gonna be here all night. Like,
well, I'm gonna go through the ones that
the big ones.
I wanted to shout out Flegger because he's my boy.
He is your teammate. That is fair.
That's
he bought the Revolution, so he had to say something good about it.
I had to say something good, and also he did good. He got top 16. He got 13. That's pretty freaking good. That was his first top 16. He studied the hell out of Bad Intent. I remember, like, he watched the sets with him versus Toasty, and he never did that for another player. That's how, like, he wanted to be so ready for this, and I'm so glad it paid off. And good shout outs to him and Bad Intent. Like, it happens to everybody, like it does.
Oh, he knows. So. Like I was saying, I more know Bad Intent, so hearing the other side is pretty interesting to hear how much he worked for this matchup. You know, Bad Intent was worried. He was like, he felt like he couldn't really condition Flegger, and Flegger is going to do what Flegger wants. So he was trying to figure out how to think around the matchup of like how to fight him. So it's kind of interesting hearing both sides of how both players approached it.
Flager told me like he was the most nervous going up against Ben 10, and it was rightfully so. Like out of pools, and then he had to face Twixie, and he was very, 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 very close. He could have beat Twixie if he didn't jump. If he didn't jump, he would have beat Twixie. But he jumped, and I will ingrain that into his head. Please don't do that again.
Don't jump.
Don't jump. So we had 8 international players, 1 from Canada, 1 from Germany, and then 6 from Japan. I have to thank them so much for coming out because they made this tournament even more special than it already was. So, Chin Tracks from Germany did really well, in my opinion, in a stacked tournament that it is. He lost, unfortunately, to Soul Guitars. Got double eliminated. But he shouldn't feel bad about that. Like, he did phenomenal in that tournament.
And I remember that match was kind of tragic. He like just misspaced his move, and Soul Guitars reacted and punished him to take it like a final hit.
That's unfortunate.
That's the micro spacing, man.
And I was gonna say, since the double elimination brought up something, I wanted to not go too far from results, but like in the future, since you helped like set up the event, in a future tournament like this, you guys move towards more of a top 3 format instead of top 2 to avoid like the double limb where you can go and just lose the same person and just your run's done.
All right. Is that like I would like to do that. I would like to do that, but I have no idea how we would do that.
Have there been any events in other games that do that?
In other games, not that I know of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I know from like Smash 4, like almost every single Smash 4 like tournament is top 3 instead of top 2.
Really?
So yeah, what happens is in winners, you play the winner set. One goes into winners, one other goes into losers. Then you run losers up to losers semifinals, and then the winner of that goes out.
Okay. I mean, we have to test
what's
it.
The
which
difference?
Because then it avoids double double jeopardy.
So they don't get they don't
so
play
it's
each other.
Like what happened to Jin Trax. So Jin Trax lost to Soul Guitarist twice and didn't get out of pools, losing to the same person. So like doing top 3 avoids that. Because basically, if you lose to someone, unless you lose to them, and then you end up, because it's happened to me at the Smash 4 runs. I lost to someone and I lost to them again, but it was like he didn't make it out either. Like, I mean, he did in losers. We both made it to the very end of losers and it happened. But it's like it tries to avoid that situation of where someone loses and you go down to losers, and then like the person you lost to also lost, and you have to play again at like losers finals.
It happened with me and Swagger at Rebo. Yeah. So I think I think Burst Attack and Thalia Beach, that's coming up, by the way, is going to be running that actually. So
yeah, I mean, most Smash events actually do that. Yeah, it's the, like, you know, like McDareth said, it's the smartest way to, because I mean, I think Pokken Evo did that, where I know like a ton of people that would win, would go in winners finals, they'd be 1 game away from like, or they'd be in like winner semis, they'd be 1 game away from like pretty much being out of pools, and they lose to somebody, they lose in winners finals of the pool, and they lose again to them, and it's like, dude, like you're like 3 rounds into a tournament and you lose to 1 person, and it's supposed to be like an 8-round tournament. Like doesn't make any sense. But
yeah.
I've never really thought about that being a problem, but like now, you know, as you bring it up, it does make.
Yeah,
a
you
lot
should
of
never
sense.
play the same guy twice 3 rounds into a tournament. It's so because like, okay, what if that
that's
person just counters you?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, it's not like something to be like, this is like, you know, it's just something for thought.
Oh yeah,
No,
there you go. That's what we're here for. We're here for thoughts. That's here at Ferrum Heights podcast. We welcome all thoughts. Just general thoughts of all sorts. Any kind of thought.
That's a combo.
All thoughts.
All right. So I would have to say that we should honestly recognize top 16 because top 16 at this
recognize
event.
Everyone. Like everyone for coming. You know, like, you know, the whole event being like this big community, you know, community run thing. It's only Pokken there. You know, it was by the community for the community. This was really 100% grassroots. And I think it, like, I mean, I don't know financially, but in like every other respect, I'd say this was a success.
Oh yeah, no, I
like,
mean this was a phenomenal tournament. Like exactly like you said, man. Like
Mhm.
this is something Pokken is needed. Like
yeah,
we've had our majors, we've had our big tournaments, we've seen our Evo Spotlight, we've seen SCR, we've seen Final Round. You know these iconic events, but like when are we gonna get our tournaments that we create? You know, like Final Boss was finally that. Like I said, it wasn't perfect. There were things in brackets that could be better. Obviously, I mean, there's things that can be better at every single tournament ever. There's never been a perfect tournament, so I don't even want to draw attention to the flaws that it had. But the fact that we created a tournament that ran for the most part smooth, everything is recorded. It is going to be available to the public. We will see all the matches. Everything's recorded. Everything. You know, like for a tournament that we created as a community. Hosted as a tournament, as a community, and like you said, 8 players from across the country, across the world, flew in just to be here. I think what approached 100 entrants. I want to say
it was
like 90.
Like 90.
It was 92 entrants
91,
and 3 spectators, so 95 total.
95.
And that's with you know, there was a few people who like last minute couldn't really make it, like me, and so you know, like there's like a lot, you know. Then that's Pokken only players, right? Like there's no crossover. You know,
there's
normally
not people that are just like, I'm gonna enter this just for fun.
Like most games and fighting games get a lot of entrants from people. Oh, I'll just try it out because it's there. Why not?
Yeah,
you know.
Look at Evo 20 whatever the heck year this game released. Like 1,000 entrants for Pokken. Crazy. Like my friend made out of pools without playing a match. I'm not kidding.
I wish it could have been his pool.
Everyone I played in my pool was like, I have never played Pokken before. I'm from MKX. I'm from anime.
I wish I could have been in your pool.
Same with me too.
I played Bunsen round 1.
I immediately had to play.
Yes, round 1.
I mean, if you got my pool, you would have had to play Catfight and then.
I mean, I would have taken. I was like. I remember I talked to T-Lock because T-Lock was the one that was like sending the thing the changes like I don't know if I should play Bunsen. I have experience with this game. Maybe I should go something like no, we don't have enough slots. You'll be fine. Okay.
So, but yeah, like I was saying, the whole point of that was big tournaments like that. You have guys like Pokken. I've heard of Pokemon before. I could probably body those kids. And then you have Final Boss where you get 94 people from around the world to fly out to be in a hotel to play a video game and be with the people that play that video game with. That is freaking insane, man. Insane. And for a game that's just been, I don't want to say it's been having trouble, but like from where we started to Final Boss, just freaking absolutely insane. And with the new DX release and what we're going to talk about in just a second here, the changes that TBC is actually making to make the game more accessible, I can guarantee the game will grow before it dies. Like, period. It's going to grow no matter what, I believe. And if we can hold strong as a community, which we are, like, without a doubt. Like,
I think, like, as a community, we've definitely proved that we can hold together and, like from Worlds 2016 to NEC, that was, like, definitely the darkest period of, like, Pokken's history. And we persevered through that and came out stronger as like this community,
stronger than ever.
Now that, and we finally, we have these big events, we have these 100% community events like Final Boss, and then also Nintendo and TPCI, they were paying attention. I'm not gonna name anyone. Cough Alistair.
Cough Alistair. Cough.
They're looking in, they're scouting things, and I think they're pretty impressed by how our community is been so strong.
And that's the goal, my friends. That's why we have things like this. That's why we have community outreach. This is why we're always on social media. This is why Pokken Arena forums exist. I can guarantee you talk to any figurehead, top player, or even just any general player that likes the game. If you ask them like, oh, what do you think about Pokken's community, I can almost guarantee except for those so few bad eggs. Like everyone will say the community is like some of their closest friends. Like we all stick together. Like no matter what. Like if you had a hard day, if you had you're going through some tough times, you turn your switch, you hop in a lobby, you hop in a Discord, and like there's gonna be people that have your back. There's gonna be people that will let you forget about whatever troubles are going on in your life. And to me, even for a long time, like all I did was cast the game, and to me, Pokken was that. So to all you guys who have supported Pokken community, supported me, supported whatever Pokken related, like I just seriously thank you guys for giving people like me, people like anybody who's gone through depression or something, an outlet to play a game and experience friends and a community in a way that like you just can't get like anywhere else. Literally
honestly,
anywhere.
You really can't.
It's very true.
Thank you guys.
Because I remember coming from the Smash community. I mean, I guess it's whatever. Coming from the Smash community is just like you start in it, and a lot of people like if you're not known, then people don't really care. You're just kind of there. But in Pokken, and I mean it when I said I put up a tweet of the picture. Like Pokken was really one of the most welcoming communities I've ever been a part of, and it's the reason I've stayed with it as much as I have.
Dude, it is. Come on, man. We all know we're the best community out there. No, but we're definitely top 10, top 2 most friendliest.
For sure.
Straight up.
Absolutely. No. And now on that note, to go back to Final Boss for a second.
Oh, I wanted to say something. You're talking about the importance of the tournament. So this is something I've always been waiting for. Again, coming from a Smash background, of because I remember back in the, I remember someone posed well, we're grassroots. And I'm like, no, we're not grassroots. Because it's just Pokken really relied on the Pokemon Company. It relied on other fighting game TOs to throw events and then just have Pokken as well. But Final Boss is the first actual step, I think, to Pokken actually taking that grassroots format of actually, hosting our own event and then having such a good turnout. Yeah, there were mistakes with the first one, so you can learn from that. But it was still such a really good event, and everyone enjoyed it. It's not like, some tournaments happen, big money laundering scheme or whatever comes out and is dead.
For a heroin dealer, the usual.
The TO runs off with all the money. So it's cool to see even Hitbox, who also came from Smash, but came into Pokken and then wanted to okay, let's do something with this, and then put this together and ran it. And I'm excited to see more events like this. If Rokso, if you want to say,
you had to do that. Okay.
I wanted the scoop exclusive.
You can't just give us the scoop on the pre-show and then not give it in the real one.
Exclusive.
Because it's not even 25% confirmed.
It's
but
fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
All right. I plan on having another Pokken only tournament. Maybe with TCG and VGC, but maybe not. I don't know how I'd run that. But I plan on having it in my hometown near the Palisades Mall, which is the biggest mall on the East Coast, I think. Whatchamacallit?
A lot of history there. But not here nor there.
So yeah, that's in the works, and expect to hear news about it maybe towards NEC, maybe, because that's when I have other things that are being planned, not major related, but I can't say. You'll have to wait until NEC to find out what it is.
All right, exclusive Fahrenheit scoop, everyone. Okay,
exclusive scoop. And before we continue on, I do want to shout out the players that we didn't mention from Final Boss yet. Of course, the Dominators. I don't even want to mention Azazel yet because he's too good. Toasty, man. Toasty had a ridiculous run. I don't know why people don't talk about him much. The only players he lost to were Azazel and Elm. Freaking phenomenal run from Toasty. He doesn't really attend that many majors, and just the things he did, to see the results. I mean, you can probably speak more for Rokso than I can, but to see the results of Toasty, man, taking out ridiculous players, just left and right, only losing to the best of the best, just phenomenal. Love seeing it.
There's definitely more to this man than just his a billion emotes on Discord. He's a very solid player.
And of course, we have Rokso coming in, man, taking 5th place.
Yeah, taking
5th place, man, at a ridiculously stacked event.
Had to be Twixie to do it, amazingly.
Yeah, and which is a freaking feat within itself, my friend. Crazy,
Mhm.
man. And then, of course, you have Alistair coming in at 7th. Another
Definitely
phenomenal player
respect.
we see everywhere. But the player that I want to
And
mention
Necessits.
kind of over anybody, thanks a lot. Dude,
Okay.
I don't... Dude,
So,
He has been in pretty much
So-
any event he goes to, he gets top 8.
like...
But no one ever really talks about him.
And
because-
this is the most stacked tournament. Like,
him and Bolmar are definitely the most two underrated players, and that they're
Dude.
young too. They are
Dude.
definitely the two
Yeah.
most underrated players.
yeah,
Without a
Bulmar
doubt.
was one placement behind. He took out DD like 2-0, only losing to Alistair. I forget who he lost to in pools. Let's see. Bulmar only lost
Oh,
to...
he lost to Psy. Candy Psy.
Yes. Yeah. Candy
Psy.
Side. And then he got the run back
He
in
did.
losers finals of his pool, 2-0. So like he defeated his demon. So really he only lost to freaking Alistair. So just ridiculous,
wanna
ridiculous
Point
players,
in
man.
real fast. The double Jeopardy. Okay, continue.
Yeah, there you go. See? One of the
Sorry.
fortunate situations.
We'll
But
make sure.
and then of course shout outs to Slipping Bug, always been a phenomenal player, only losing to Azazel and Azazel. So that's something. Phenomenal
That's a
player, of
feat in
course.
itself.
Still gonna hold that crown as number 1 in A. Elm flew all the way out from freaking Japan, man, to be here and just body people.
Elman's great.
Dude, I love watching.
Also,
him.
hearing
elegant.
Elman Toasty reminded me that the last time Elman was in America, he lost to Toasty. I'm pretty sure they played at NEC
Really. Well, he was in America at Worlds. But
Worlds. Okay, yes. So,
yeah, so
two
second-
times ago,
2 times ago.
he was in
yes.
America. Him and Toasty played at NEC, and I'm pretty sure Toasty won, unless I'm wrong. Because I remember that was my pool, and I lost to Elman, and Toasty beat him. Oh, Elman beat him
damn.
there. Never mind.
Oh, did he?
So it was
There you
twice.
go.
Oh, I didn't see. Oh, okay.
But then of course we have
The
Azazel.
one and only. You know.
The monster that doesn't drop a game the entire
Doesn't
freaking.
even lose.
He's the only person he's ever lost to in the United States is Potetin. Like, that's crazy.
No, wait, no. He this Worlds he lost to whatchamacallit, Tonosama.
And Mikuzi.
Oh wait, was he at Worlds?
Yeah, he was. He got 3rd.
But you're
Oh,
still
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Mikuki and Tomo.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
with respect to Final Boss,
I
man,
completely
did
forgot he was
not
at Worlds.
drop a game.
That's
Ridiculous. And are we going to talk about Slipping Bug Caesar taking out the JP players ? Kappa? No.
No, we're not.
So that's it. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, yeah.
See you later.
Earl, I'll just mention. I'll put it the way Slip puts it. I'm just gonna meme him and dash up and grab him.
That's exactly how Slip sounds too. Yeah, man. I'm just
like
gonna
that.
dash up and grab him, and that's gonna be the end of the game.
Dude, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Spot on.
But
Okay,
another
that's-
thing. The team battle recap, which Azazel also won, without dropping a game. Freaking. How do you guys like the 3v3 Waseda?
No, that
Do you
I
think
thought that
it's
was a lot of
like,
fun.
Neat.
I think it's
Definitely like
I think it's fun, but I think the danger is if it's single elimination, then you have the risk that whoever's in the C position might not play at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost what happened with us first game. Like I almost didn't get a chance to play, and I was about to be pissed.
So yeah, it does run that risk. Namco, please, Namco Bandai, please put like actual 3v3, like where you can have like 3 players on each team. Play like a real 3v3. That'd be so
a
cool.
lot of fun.
I know
Hard.
DPC Fighter or Dragon Ball Fighter Z, gotta get the name right. They on their online have like 6v6 mode, so everyone's playing a different character.
Oh, that's
so, like,
cool.
that would be so cool in Pokken. That would be so cool.
That would be sick. That would be sick. But
Mhm.
for sake of time, I believe that is Final Boss. We
That is final boss.
that is Final Boss. So again, the community. I've already said my note on what I think of you guys. What a phenomenal event. What a landmark. And I hope that is the floor of where we stand and not the ceiling. And I know that as a community, we can reach so much higher than that. But it is definitely a great place to start. The largest tournament of DX ever, as well as being entirely grassroots. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. And speaking of grassroots tournaments, we actually have another one that I am very excited about, and I'm really thinking about attending. Burst Attack, man, at a freaking beach house.
At a beach house.
Like, come on! Like, if you don't go to that, you are a potato. Like, you are a potato.
So it was one of the hardest decisions where I had to tell Alistair, like, nah, I can't go. There's just no way, because that would have been so much fun.
I was so hard trying to get you to go. I know you could have just.
It just
either way.
Definitely wouldn't work, but man, that would have been so great.
So,
it just seems so much fun.
Registration. So when does that event happen? Date wise.
This Friday.
There you go.
Weekend.
There you go.
Literally, right after final boss was Dahlia Beach. 2 grassroots tournaments in a row.
In a row. You guys, please, if for somehow you can attend. If not, watch the stream. It's going to be crazy. I believe the 1v1 is happening on Saturday and the 2v2 is on Sunday. It's just going to be a time of your life. If you can't go because of work, me. I'm sorry. But I'm still trying to go. So don't count me out. But if you can make it, God, please make it. If not, tune to the stream. And the last thing we're here to talk about, to let you guys know before we let you go, the new things coming as far as the update, of course, the patch that was announced. I kind of mentioned it earlier.
I have to go now, but
yeah, well, whatever. But TPC making the game more accessible, putting in the training mode, a record function, as well as a team battle going online, making the game more accessible to the casual players as well as the people that want to practice combos and understand what's going on, why it's going on. That record function is just going to be so nice.
I think that's going to change like the game.
Oh, it's going to be so big. There's so many setups that are like there's an escape, but people just don't know. And now you can actually test it.
Like the amount of knowledge just overall is going to raise tremendously. So I'm super looking forward to it.
That's what I'm saying, man. TPC making the game more accessible, making it available to essentially opening up options to learn more about the game. They're like, oh, you want to know more about a game? Here's a new sweet function. Enjoy. And
that's the crazy thing. Is like original Pokken. There's like this is basically unprecedented. Like we knew there was probably going to be a patch.
It got 3 balance changes, but no system feature updates, no new features added, and now we're getting first patch new features. Yeah, that's awesome.
And as well as a balance, so it's like they're really turning up their game, man. TPC, to all of you guys who have contributed to TPC in any way, God, thank you guys so much. It's just phenomenal seeing the game grow, and again, just so excited.
Yeah,
praise DC.
Praise DC indeed, my friends. And the last thing, of course, was released, the Nyko doc, making events just incredibly, significally
so much more streamlined.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you wanna create a setup? Here's the HDMI. That's it. You just take your Switch and just that's it. That's exactly watch. I'll demonstrate with my Switch. Go like this. I'm having so much fun playing Pokken. Oh, it's my turn. Bloop.
There it is.
That's it. That's the whole setup. It's crazy. So stuff like this, making it more accessible for TOs and gamers in general to set up events, set up everything. And in general, it's just a cool thing to have. Like not even to ignore tournaments and stuff. Like it's a handy dandy thing to have, man.
Nice little doc. I've been thinking about getting one myself.
Yes, I remember Slip had it at Final Boss, and I tried it. It's like it's really simple. And then the cool thing about that dock actually is you could just play it on the screen of the gamepad itself.
Yeah, that's what I've been looking for because I don't actually have a TV. I don't have a monitor in my dorm here, so I'm like trying to find like all these weird janky ways to get it to play without having to
have you been
connect
playing
with
the Joy-Con buttons, dude?
I used to. I finally got the new the Switch Pro controller, the black one. That looks super nice. It's a really good controller.
It is.
Yeah, I've heard
it's in the other room, but it's so nice. It's such a good controller. By the way, if you have an original Pokken controller, I suggest replacing it because those things don't last.
But hold on,
those things break. They wear out. So check your controller. Make sure it's not worse than the Joy-Cons.
How can I replace my baby though?
Baby.
Frame it forever.
But they only made 2 of these.
Oh, what'd you do? Which one? Your Evo one?
No, I have the CEO 2016 one.
Nice.
They only made 2.
Oh,
Okay.
you gotta remember the Wii U days, boys. The Wii U Hori Pad. Come on. This is what I live for. The classics, man.
It was so strange finally seeing my B button and Y button again. You know, I had worn those out so much they just weren't there.
Yeah, mine are also slowly dying.
It's a sad life. It's a sad life. Well, my friends, is there anything you guys want to touch on? Rokso, our guest, wherever you are, generic pointing.
Yeah.
I think he's next to you in one of these directions.
I don't know.
He's not. Do you have final words for everybody as we close out this podcast here? By the way, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
Rokso, my friend, our guest, our friend, our something words about a whole in the thirds.
Anything I want to say? I mean, not really, because we kind of touched on everything. I will say thank you for having me on here.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for joining us.
This
Thanks
is pretty
to you
nice.
for taking time out of your day. You know, coming on.
Time out of my day of playing Pokken. Come on.
Playing
mean,
Pokken, talking about Pokken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes you gotta stop talking. Yeah, you stop playing, get to talking, and then you go back to playing. But that's how it is. So thanks, Rokso, so much for joining us here. It's been quite the pleasure. We're definitely going to have to do this again in the near-time future sometime. But as you guys know, this is a monthly podcast. So we are doing this every month. If you guys have any suggestions you'd like for us to talk about in the next podcast coming up a month from now-ish, a month plus or minus a week, depending on what's going on. Let us know. Send us an info. We're always on Discord. You can find any 3 of us, 4 of us. Tell Rokso, who knows? He'll tell us. So the message will get passed on. You know, tell any of us, and we will take your information into consideration. Of course, what topic do you guys want next? We will hit. And with that, if you two above me have any last words,
I say, Rokso, where can people follow you and find you?
People can follow me on Twitter, I guess, or you could just follow me in the streets and I'll
Hey, Rokso, anyone or any organization you might want to shout out.
Shout outs, or...
no shout outs really. Wait, you mean this chair's shout out, like it's Techni? Nah, shout outs to Ink because
in control. Yep.
In control because I'm sponsored.
This is the most passive I've seen anyone plug their stuff in my life.
They're like, oh, you want me to talk about this chair? No, whatever. I have this thing. They sponsor me, sure, whatever.
Because I have so much gratitude for it. So
then be forceful. Come on.
Come on, you're wearing the hoodie.
Thank you, In Control, for sponsoring me. Because I feel like I want to be selfish for a moment. If I could be selfish, I feel like I feel like I deserved it. But yeah, thank you, In Control, and thank you. All right, back off In Control because yes, In Control, thank you very much. But thank you to community because if it wasn't for the community, probably wouldn't still be playing this game, honestly. So
Seriously.
Thank you them. Yeah.
Seriously.
I had to say that. So, and thank you for everybody coming out to find. That's the thing about Final Boss too. I'm sorry to go back, but so many people had so much fun and experiences with it that they're constantly still posting photos, videos, right now twit longs about their entire experience there. That's why it was so amazing. So I want more of that. So yeah, that's why I want to be part of this community. So I gotta have more stories like that. So thank you, community. And thank you, In Control. And thank you guys.
Also, with your Twitter, say what your @ is.
My @ is @Rokso, ROKSO, the Savage.
Rokso, the Savage.
Say it proudly, my friend. Say it proudly.
What?
Don't be ashamed of who you are, Rokso.
But I'm not a savage.
It's too late.
I love the chants and looking at you. You're just this look on your face, okay, guys.
All right, you know what? Follow me at RoksotheSavage if you guys haven't already. If you guys, have, then cool. I don't know why you're still following me, but if you aren't, yeah, you go follow me for a day and then unfollow me. It's all good.
There you go. And of course, if you want to find any of us, our Twitters are somewhere. I'm at Rutafuda. That's really. You see this name over here? I don't know. Yeah, just type that in. But no one cares. I'm irrelevant anyway, so. But of course, to definitely follow, if you're going to follow anybody on Twitter or on Twitch, or if you're going to subscribe to someone, McDareth runs just a wonderful stream. I've tuned into a lot of his streams, not even Pokken related. He's a variety streamer, does all kinds of games. I hear there's some games he's looking to play sometime soon that he's talking about. But new games, and he's always doing this. And of course, Ferrum Heights podcast number 4 will be on this stream. So drop the follow, drop the subscribe if you really like him. And of course, follow him on Twitter where you'll know where to go live. And of course, if you see a tweet about us, just retweet that joint so we can get the word around, because these are so much fun to do, and I can't wait to do many, many more of them. And so with that, my friends, there's not any
also
last
follow
words.
Mins.
Oh, and Mins.
Well,
well, of course,
if you want.
Yeah,
Mins Pokken.
What's your Twitter? Mins Pokken?
Mins Pokken. Yeah, follow me there. I'm always on Discord. Shoutouts to them.
He's literally always on Discord.
Almost always.
He
And
sees
then-
everything you type.
I do have eyes everywhere. But yeah, shouts to Discord, shouts to you guys, shouts to the community. But I'm also starting a stream sometimes, every now and again. My stream is
I posted you.
you have? Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
It's mins __. Because every other
streams
combination
are lit,
was taken. I'll probably be streaming a little bit more. I'll be back in New York City soon. And I'll be going to a few more in 2 weeks. So on like the 13th. I should
There
be
you
going
Off
back.
the TNT.
I'll try.
Or your
There
stuff
you go.
straight up.
I don't know if I'll be able to come back that day, but we'll see. But yeah, if we go into more locals, probably be a bit more active now. Yeah, looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun.
All right, man.
There you go. And don't follow me on Twitch. All I do is I stream spoopy games. So that's like Dead by Dead.
Unless you want to watch some spoopy games.
Unless you watch spoopy games, then there you go. But again, thank you everybody so much for tuning in here to the Ferrum Heights podcast number 3. It's just been such a pleasure. And again, I highly encourage you guys, if you have any feedback, positive or negative, whatever it might be, or suggestions on what to talk about next month, please drop it in one of our DMs, Twitters, or there will be a feedback forum going around Twitter. Find out, put the information there, because we love all feedback and we do listen to it, and I do take all of it to heart. So please, any feedback you might have. And with that, I believe that concludes number 3 here at Ferrum Heights Podcast. And until next time, my friends, McDareth's going to do something weird where he's going to turn the stream blank. So
Leave the sound on for a while.
I was waiting for
the
the
whole
cue.
stream.
Now the
People
magic.
keep doing.
Now the
Stop
magic.
talking
Is,
about my hair.
the
There we
magic
go.
is gone. I was waiting for the cue.
Now let it end like this with my hair looking phenomenal. So as the screen fades to darkness, I will see you next month, friends.
Goodbye.
Bye.